And now, broadcasting from the Ginger and Baker Studio and the heart of the Music District in Old Town Fort Collins, Colorado, it's Live at Lunch here on KRFC 88.9 FM. Streaming live at krfcfm.org. I'm your host today, David V., and today's musical guest will be appearing at the Magic Rat and the Elizabeth Hotel in Old Town Fort Collins on Saturday, February 24th, and they're working on a brand new EP that should be out this spring. Let's welcome Milquetoast and Company.
2, 3, 4.
Cross those fingers and hope to God you're right. Cross those fingers and hope to God you're right. You're standing in an open line, single file for a mile. Cross those fingers and hope to God you're right.
What's the sign say?
Go back the other way. Cross those fingers and hope to God you're right. Cross those fingers and hope to God you're right. You're standing in a good line, single file with a smile on. Cross those fingers and hope to God you're right.
What does the sign say?
Go back the other way.
I'm no fool, and I'm certainly not afraid. 'Cause I won't wait for the train to come my way. No, I know what I want. I know what I really, really want.
Cross those fingers and hope to God you're right. Cross those fingers and hope to God you're right. Cross those fingers and hope to God. Cross those fingers and hope to God. Cross those fingers and hope to God you're right.
I'm no fool, and I'm certainly not afraid. 'Cause I won't wait for the train to come my way. No, I know what I want. I know what I really, really want.
The song is Cigarette Burns.
Here's the start, here's the middle, here's the finish, here's the end. Goes the mother, goes the father, goes the wife, stays the friend.
Get a bunch of cigarette burns in the back of my head. Bunch of cigarette burns in the words I've said. If I die tonight, hold a hand inside. Know that I was never meant for no more dying.
Milquetoast and Company here on KRFC's Live at Lunch. Let's introduce the band. James McAndrew there on vocals and guitar. Dan Zangari on bass. Kyle Busheri on drums. Joe Engel there on the cello. And Ben Parrish on guitar. How you guys doing?
Good.
Doing good.
Thank you for
having us.
A long time ago, originally from Boston.
Yeah.
And worked your way out to Colorado.
Yes.
A couple of things happened in your life, and
A decade.
made you want to move out to Colorado. You followed a love.
I did.
Yeah.
I followed a love interest, who's actually the reason why I restarted the whole thing in the first place. It's like, you should do this. I said, absolutely not.
Had her support.
Beyond.
Yeah.
It was a lot of beautifully applied pressure.
Okay. Seems to have worked.
Yes.
All right. I'm kind of curious on a couple of things, and one is why Milquetoast? I mean, you guys don't come across as weak personalities to me. I don't know. I just interested in why you chose that name.
Meek and unassertive.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a word that I just kind of had an interesting relationship with.
Mm-hmm.
I just liked the word. It described a lot of things at the time. And see, when I was naming bands, we just got off the tail end of the 90s. So irony was the whole deal.
Okay.
With the name. It had to be something kind of self-effacing.
I see.
And then there was another Milquetoast on the West Coast, so I had to add the ampersand Co.
And Company, Milquetoast and
So it's
Company.
Milquetoast ampersand and Company.
All right.
So, but I liked the word. I liked the history of it. The fact that it was in the lexicon, the English lexicon, and or the American lexicon rather, in the 30s with a cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of the 30s, I know you're using the old timey microphone and trying to get some of that sound on the vocal
Yeah.
quality. Is that what initially brought all you guys together to, focus on your style of music? I mean, are you into that era, or what are you listening to that made you want to do that?
No, not at all. I like the sound of it. I've seen a few performers with two microphones. They just added something. I had this old Ronette that kept breaking, and then there was this company that did it. But no, as far as the sound of the band, I don't even know where to start. I would come to the table with some things, and everybody would kind of put their spin on it.
So you initiate the songs, but everybody's putting their own touch
Yeah.
on the finished product.
Yeah, usually Dan and I will come up with, a piece. Dan, you could speak to that.
Yeah, James will just come in with something and usually goes, hey, check this out. And then 3 hours later, we're sitting there with bones to a tune that we bring to the rest of the guys. It's typically how it works, except there's a lot more. Well, James's personality really shines. We'll say that. It's kind of all over the place like a hurricane.
Yeah, we're certainly not genre specific, so it's just kind of this thing
Well, that's
is leaning in this direction, so let's just lean into it.
All right. That is my next question is you aren't genre specific. A little bit of classical influences, a little bit of Americana, rock, blues, jazz. So that's why I was kind of curious what kind of brought everybody together.
Yeah, I ask everybody what they're
exactly
listening to right now.
Well, you know what? Let's start out with Ben then on guitar. Ben, what are you listening to?
I've been listening a lot to this Brazilian songwriter, guitar player's recent album. His name's Pedro Martins. You might have heard of him. He plays with like Genevieve Artadi from the band Nowhere, like Lewis Cole and those guys. He has a really cool album. I've been listening to that a lot.
More of a jazz influence?
Yeah, a bit. And then I've been listening to a lot of a producer I liked, DiBiase. He does a lot of beats that are similar to like Mad Lib or, MF Doom, stuff like that.
Wow. That's out there. Well, you know what? Let's check with the cello player over there, Joe. Joe, what are you listening to?
This is perfect.
I try to always have the most disparate things on rotation. So lately it's been a lot of Rings of Saturn and Kishibashi.
Kishibashi. We play that here on KRFC.
Yeah, I love his stuff. Very inspiring. And I love his approach, especially to using the violin in more of a pop context. It's something I take a lot of cues from.
And you mentioned violin. Have you always been cello, or do you play other instruments too?
No, I can hack out some chords on guitar, but that's the limit.
Cello was
pretty much. Yeah.
Okay. And right from the start in school, when you got into music, it was cello, huh?
I started on violin actually.
All right.
I played violin for about 6 months. Hated it. Got the opportunity to try cello. It made a lot of sense to me, to my ear, and I also liked that I could sit down and play because I was a lazy little kid. Yeah.
Didn't have to crank your neck.
Didn't have to crank my neck over. And
His hands got bigger.
yeah, and I just never quit. So,
all right. I'm gonna get back there with Dan on the bass too. And Dan, what were you listening to? What are you listening to now?
Anything and everything. I would say right now, though, what I'm mostly listening to is a lot of lo-fi. I've been really digging some lo-fi tunes lately, mainly because I can actually work and listen to music at the same time. If it has lyrics, I can't focus. So I do a lot of lo-fi, just kind of keeps me out of my head.
Any particular genre, lo-fi?
Hip-hop lo-fi is fantastic. That's what I've been gravitating to right now.
It's hard to find a lot of that without vocals, though, isn't it?
Not really. I've got a playlist I found on Spotify that has really
keeps you
kind of
interested,
set the bar for me. Yeah, there's no lyrics.
Always been a bass player?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. I started in 10th grade, I think.
Mm-hmm.
My buddy and I wanted to start a band because we were listening to Incubus. And he said, I'm going to play guitar. You should get a bass, and we should start a band. And
did you play Incubus?
Like, yeah. We tried.
That's pretty complex musically to start out with. So
yeah, a lot of fun, though. I mean, it really helped shape where I'm at today. So,
all right. Well, back there on the bass, Kyle, how are you? I mean, the drums. I'm sorry, Kyle. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. What were you listening to? What are you listening to now?
Yeah, I've been honestly listening to a lot of my wife's playlists. She's
she a musician?
She's not. She's an avid listener, so she listens to a lot of new stuff, which exposes me to a lot of new stuff. I've actually been thinking about just picking songs from that playlist, just learning the drums, learning to cover them, and just getting to practice a little more with some pop stuff that she listens to. But Glass Animals has been one that's kind of caught my ear rather. That's one that's notable, and a lot of Taylor Swift, I would say, is on that playlist. Like a lot. It's
For
a
better
lot.
or worse?
Yeah, like both versions. So I've listened to a lot of Taylor Swift lately.
Wow.
Harry Styles?
Yeah, Harry Styles I actually listened to, though. That was that new record was really good. I don't know if you guys have listened to it.
Yeah.
Highly recommend.
Well, there's some eclectic taste here in this room.
Yes.
All right. So that's why the music sounds the way it does.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to get back into it a little bit here. What are the next two songs you're going to play for us?
We're going to play Hummingbirds and I believe Spinning right after that. So Hummingbirds is off of the record before this past one, which was entitled Shiny Little Mind. And the song after this is Spinning, which is off the most recent, which is Run, Rant, Rave.
All right. And you, not to interrupt, you guys have 3 albums and working on an EP now?
We have several. I mean, we would go into the studio and just call it an EP. Like, we'll just call it an EP, but, a lot of the stuff was just, it's released as singles not many people are thinking about albums outside of radio. Actually, radio is the only place where people are actually asking for whole albums. So, to see what they're getting into, so.
All right. Well, here's some new singles.
Wanna tell you a story. Wanna tell you I care. I want you to know me, even though you are not there. I can't believe that I said that. I can't believe that I did that. I can't believe I'm a monster like that. Wanna tell you the story. Wanna tell you I care. I want you to like me, even though you are not there. I can't believe that I said that. I can't believe that I did that. I can't believe I'm a monster like that. Meet my fearless self. Meet my loving self. Hummingbirds, wanna tell you the story. Wanna believe that you care. I want you to love me, even though you are not there. I can't believe that I did that. I can't believe that I said that. I can't believe I'm a monster like that. Meet my striving self. Meet my striving self. Hummingbirds, hummingbirds. Was it happily ever after? Nobody knows. Did they finally kiss and make up in the end? God only knows. Maybe they finally barely show. I see their head, I see their heads still spinning. Was there ever a happy end? Nobody knows. Did they finally kiss and make up in the end? God only knows. Maybe they finally found their match, and the stalemate was their fate, the one that they chose. I see their head, I see their head still spinning. Easy, sober, watch the clock grow older. Easy, they say, you write more, fall asleep, and turn over and over and over and over. I see your head spinning over and over. I see your head just spinning. Was it ever happy somewhere? Nobody knows. Did they finally see defeat? Did they bend? God only knows. Well, you may do or say whatever you want. Doesn't change the fact that nobody knows. Nobody knows. I see your head, I see your head just spinning. Easy, sober, watch the clock grow older. Easy, they say, you write more, fall asleep, and turn over and over and over and over. I see your head spinning over and over. I see your head just spinning.
Milquetoast and Company here on KRFC's Live at Lunch. Back about, was it May of 2022, you guys went out to California to record an album out there. What was it? It was Run, Rant, Rave.
Run, Rant, Rave, yeah.
And you got to work at the Invisible Island Studio with engineer and owner Kevin Ratterman.
Yes.
Who's worked with My Morning Jacket, Afghan Wigs, Ray LaMontagne, Flaming Lips. And I guess it was mastered by Nathan James, who's done Sting and Pitbull and The Fray and Stayed. Wow. Good company. How'd you fall into that?
Well, we had an agent originally that had brought up Kevin to potentially work with him in the future. There was actually a band called Murder by Death that she was talking about and saying that we sounded similar, be that as it may. A long story short with that, she said, you know, they work with a great guy, Kevin Ratterman. You should just check it out. And we basically had to figure out a timeline of when we wanted to launch, what we wanted to launch. And he just fit right in to that whole plan. And we decided to kind of do the destination recording. So we all stayed at that house. Of course, it was kind of in shifts.
When you say that, what do you mean?
We stayed at Kevin's house. So his studio is at the back of his house. So, which was hilarious for all of us to just kind of bunk together.
So when you say in shifts, did everybody go out at the same time?
No. Some people couldn't necessarily. Some people had to come at first. I think Dan had to.
Yeah.
He bookended it.
James, myself, and Kyle actually were the first ones out. I think we were there the first 2 or 3 days, laying down all the foundation, and then Ben and Joe and Sam Oates came out.
Brass.
Yeah.
And they came out, and we just, as he was saying, that shifts kind of came in, did our thing, and people had to get back to work. So we had 10 full days out there, but I don't think any of us, except for James, spent the entire 10 days.
Which I didn't. I didn't towards the end. We ended up, my betrothed and I, the one that is responsible for all of this. It's funny enough.
Spent some time together out there too.
She did, yeah. There's a benefit, and then we ended up getting a dog.
What kind?
The third one is not planned. It's a super bougie dog. It's an Australian golden doodle.
Wow. Okay.
So it's that.
So it's a pretty tall dog.
Well, she was staying. No, it's 25 pounds. I have two.
Because our next door neighbors have a golden doodle, and it's
German Shepherds, and she runs the roost. So I ended up staying at the hotel just to make sure she was okay with the puppy that I didn't want at all, that I absolutely fell head over heels in love with. So I kind of left everybody. I hung out with the dog.
Nothing wrong with that.
Not for the whole time, just at the very end.
And you got to give a shout out. What's the dog's name?
Oh, Jolene.
Jolene. Well, there you go.
Nothing to do with the song.
Yeah, good. All right. So that worked out well for you, obviously. You got the album together and got that out.
Yeah.
Is that this new EP that you're working on now that should be out this spring, you're doing that locally?
Yeah, we're doing that at Side 3 with Andy Flebby, who we've worked with in the past. And it's proximity, and we just really love working with him. He's been just such a really wonderful friend to us. So
a little bit cheaper to record, or
well, I mean, I don't have to fly everybody. We don't have to do business accounts and fly everybody out.
Pay for the food and all that.
Yeah, it is less expensive.
Yeah.
Well,
that's good.
We can get it done
well, as long as they can get the recording and the mastering done just as well here.
Yeah, but the other piece with that investment was just the experience to do it together, to go somewhere, to work with some different people that don't know us at all, completely different perspective on us, and that was what was really wonderful.
Do you think that they drew a lot out of you guys, that they actually did make you go in a little bit different directions than you probably would have otherwise?
I don't think so. We're so kind of on each other.
That's funny. A couple of you guys are shaking your heads yes, and you're saying, I don't think so.
Yeah, that was like the 70s vibe that we had.
I guess it depends on each person's
depends on who
particular.
You ask. And I think we worked I think we do a really good job pulling it out of each other as the same is more what I wanted to.
I agree with that.
So
yeah.
But you can say whatever you want.
No, that's
already said. Kyle has a lot of words on this.
What? I'm just kidding. No, it was a really unique place to play. I mean, I wound up tracking drums in his living room, so it was a different experience than we have at Side 3, where there's, it's a lot more like this. It's a structured studio, and it definitely felt significantly different. It was like kind of like when you were a kid in the garage and you got your tape recorder, and it was a lot more
just turning you loose, huh?
Yeah, just turning you loose. Yeah, so that's how it felt to me, at least. So.
Yeah, it was pretty casual. It was a pretty casual setup. It was nice.
And that, that can work very well for bands too, rather than feeling like you're forced into doing this and getting this done as strict, strict structure of some studios.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
and it was really, really wonderful.
Well, you guys have got to be excited about your show coming up here at the Magic Rat in the Elizabeth Hotel in Old Town Fort Collins, Colorado on Saturday, February 24th. Are you the only headliner there, or is there somebody else opening for you guys?
No, it's just us, and
Okay.
we'll be doing essentially an oversized set. So
Couple hours.
yeah,
Yeah.
we'll probably take a.
Is that open to the public?
It is open to the public, as a matter of fact.
That's wonderful. That's good. Milquetoast
They're
Co.
at Magic Rat. They let us play there every once in a while.
Yeah, that's a great space.
It is a really
We've got we always do our KRFC first Wednesday of every month happy hour there, and usually have an artist and play there. And
It's really great.
It's a good
great
space.
space.
well, guys, let's get into a couple more here. What would you like to play for us?
We'll do Tempest, which is also off the most recent record, Run, Rant, Rave. Run, Rant, Rave, by the way, is supposed to also be like Live, Laugh, Love. There's a pinch of joke in the Run, Rant, Rave. That was the original artwork that was supposed to be just these wood carving out. You just put on your, just Run, Rant, and Rave.
Why does the tempest make such a fuss? Telling us everything's dangerous. And what does hindsight do for the blind? It's an affliction, so pray for us. What does it scream so loud in your head? Now that you're mute and you made it up. What does the kettle get from a pot? Calling it back doesn't make it stop. Who is the shadow telling you why? My glass ceiling's your shattered sky. What has hindsight done for the blind? Is it a whim or a waste of time? What does it bleed so loud in your head? Now that you're mute and you made it up. What does a kettle get from a pot?
Arson on Vine.
Stepped outside for a walk from the house I just burnt down to make some room for me. Stepped onto the newly ashen street with the smoke billowing up behind me. One finger stretched down and three pointed back at me, and the beat running off of my back, and the heat keeps me moving past the smoke that's surrounding me, the smoke that's surrounding me. The walk soon turned to a run from the town I just burned down to make some room for me. Walked into the street named after you. I paused, but I paid right to me. One finger stretched out and three going back at me, and the heat bounces off of my back, and the heat keeps me moving past the smoke that's surrounding me, the smoke that's surrounding me. Stepped outside for a walk from the house I just burned down to make some room for me. Ooh. Walked onto a street named after you. I paused, but I paid right to me. One finger stretched out and three going back at me, and the heat bounces off of my back, and the heat keeps me moving past the smoke that's surrounding me, the smoke that's surrounding me, surrounding me. The music's holding me back. The music's holding me back. The music's holding me back. And the TV's holding me back.
Milquetoast and Company here on KRFC's Live at Lunch. Where's the best place that you prefer people to go to get information on the band?
Well, you can definitely get it, obviously, Instagram or Facebook. There's some stuff. I mean, link in bio. We're Milquetoast Men is our handle. However, we have a website that you can kind of go everywhere with. So, Milquetoast and andco.com. So
That's MILQUETOAST.
ANDCO.
CO.
It's not the most marketable name, but I fought tooth and nail for it.
Well,
so.
people will remember it. They may not remember how to spell it, but there you go.
Or pronounce it. Usually we get a lot of Milquetoast.
Uh-oh. Any other upcoming shows in addition to the Magic Rat Show on the 24th of February?
We have a Dazzle show. People are more than welcome to attend in March. That's March 23rd.
Down in Denver.
Yeah, that's down in Denver. So we're, coming up here. We try to get out here up to Fort Collins every 6 to 8 months or so.
Mm-hmm.
So Yeah, that's March 23rd at Dazzle. If anybody is interested, they're more than welcome to
Stop on by.
stop on by, say hello. So
And anything plans for touring at all this summer?
we're working on it right now. So everything that we've got going on is generally top secret, which means we're not quite sure, but we're eyeballing June and July for a little bit of action. We'd like to get out of the state. We have a couple of things on the horizon. We just haven't chosen which direction we're going to go exactly yet. So
Is everybody here working additional jobs, or most of you all full-time musicians? We'll start out here.
Yeah, I'm a full-time musician, freelance guitarist. Mostly play like jazz, do a lot of weddings.
Who else are you
Teach.
playing with?
Just a bunch of different people.
Plethora?
Most of my gigs aren't like with the same band. It's just a different, whoever can make the gig each time.
And then they need a particular style of guitar. And
Yeah, I played at Dazzle last week with a band called the Cat's Glasses. It's like a fusion octet, so kind of a different group all the time.
excellent.
Yeah.
and he plays his own stuff.
I do, yeah. You guys have my record in the library here, I think. It's called Quiet Stream.
There we go. Excellent. Quiet Stream. And then, we'll go back to, actually, Joe, how about you? Are you playing just with these guys, and are you working a full-time job too?
Yeah, I'm a full-time musician.
Yeah.
I play with these guys. I also play with Fort Collins Symphony, actually.
Oh, wonderful.
So, and I play with the symphony in Montana, and similarly to Ben, I do weddings and, fill in wherever people need me. I do a fair amount of session work, although that's kind of really hit or miss. But yeah, it's.
How do you, the symphony in Montana, do you have to go up there and spend like extended periods of time to do that?
About a week at a time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's great. It's a lot of fun. I love I love the symphony. It's a great group. Really nice people, and I get to spend roughly a week a month in Montana, and I can't really complain about that. So.
Just the trip up and back.
Yeah, but I don't mind it. I like driving. It's about 9 hours with stops, but I load up podcasts and music and snacks and just go
Drive
Yeah.
right on through.
Yeah. Sometimes I fly, and that's worse somehow. But
Sometimes you strap the cello on a horse and
the cello gets the seat, and I'm in the cargo hold.
He's strapped to the horse.
cigarettes.
Yeah.
No filtered cigarettes out there.
I'm just picturing Joe driving a motorcycle with a sidecar, and he's in the sidecar, and your cello's driving.
My cello is smarter than me. Everyone knows that.
But Dan, how about you back there? Are you a full-time musician, or are you working a job too?
I am not.
Chief Dan.
Yes, I'm actually employed with the Colorado Department of Agriculture.
Wonderful.
I am a section chief with the Inspection and Consumer Services Division. So I basically oversee all the programs that are consumer-related things. So like your scales at the grocery stores or scales you're using for commercial use.
Oh, great. So you're not having to police ports of entry or anything like that.
We do ports of entry as well.
Yeah, you oversee
But
that too, huh?
I have programs that oversee like your eggs in stores, your animals feed, fertilizer. We're on farms for produce safety inspections. So I'm basically trying to make sure that when you buy apples at the store, you won't die.
Well,
Thanks, Dan.
Thank you very much for that.
Do my
Yeah,
best.
that's a round of applause there.
What other band can talk about that kind of
I
contribution?
know. Well, and then Kyle on the drums. Are you working
Yes.
a full-time job too?
I am. I actually was up until about 2 weeks ago a recruiter. I am now I'm a comparative market analyst for a real estate company. So I look at spreadsheets and deals all day, every day.
Figure out if the
If it's worth
investment
selling
is worth it
or
not.
buying, or it goes through me. It's
All right, you're the man to know here, Colorado. Man, real estate is king, huh?
it is everywhere. They're not making any more land.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, unless
Except
we,
in maybe
you know,
Hawaii or something
yeah,
like
unless
that.
we like evolve with gills pretty soon. Like I'm
Annex
gonna-
Canada.
No, we shouldn't
Excellent.
do that.
Don't annex Canada.
Thank you.
Well, I'd like to take a minute just to thank our KRFC Live at Lunch crew today, and our crew always does a fantastic job. And we'd like to thank Eric Delano on the video, as well as Dan Perez. And in addition to that, Colton Boening and Greg Douras and Reed Goodwin on the audio. You guys always do a fantastic job, and it gets better every week. Thanks. I'd also like to remind all of our viewers and listeners that you can always go to our KRFC RadioVision YouTube channel. And RadioVision is all one word, and there's a wonderful subscribe tab there. And if you do subscribe, you'll get a notification every week what the artist is that is premiering that week. And you can also view all the past, present, and future videos for Live at Lunch here on KRFC 88.9 FM. Well, guys, you're going to lead us out with the last two songs. What are you going to play for us?
Hold on.
Ghosts
check
of
on
the
that one.
Keynote,
Yeah.
and then Bomb Song.
We're gonna play "Ghost of the Keynote" and "Bomb Song." He said that. He said it first.
Okay.
I got it right here. It's
Okay.
easy.
And those are from...
"Ghost of the Keynote" was from another album that was right as I was trying to get the new lineup. I had to put something out, so I had a bunch of kind of. It was an EP. It was
Okay,
an EP
there
as
you
well.
go.
So
All
we
right.
threw this one. This one ended up on it, and we've kind of treated it a little bit differently. So this is for that one.
All right.
So
Well, thanks for joining us today, Milquetoast and Company. Lead us out.
thank you.
I can tell that it turned out quite right by the look in your eye, by the look of surprise. I can tell that it turned out quite right by the look in your eyes, by the look of surprise. Oh, someday you're gonna die. Oh, someday you're gonna die. Oh, let's say you're gonna die. I can tell that didn't turn out quite right by the look in your eye, by the look of surprise. I can tell that didn't turn out quite right by the look in your eyes, by the look of surprise. Oh, someday you're gonna die. Oh, someday you're gonna die. Oh, let's say you're gonna die. Oh,
And this one is Bomb Song off of the very first album Milquetoast ever recorded.
The fan, now you gonna be waiting quietly with your face buried in your hand. Where will you be when the bomb hits? When it's the fan, now you gonna be waiting quietly with your face buried in your hand. Barely guess my last breath on earth, watching my favorite show. So all alone, all alone. Gladly guess my last breath on earth, watching my favorite show. So alone, all alone. Will you be when the bomb hits? When it hits the fan, now you gonna be waiting quietly with your face buried in your. Heart and soul, remote control. Giving it up, paid 3 weeks to the due date. Heart and soul, remote control. Heart and soul, remote control. Giving it up, paid 3 weeks till the due date. Heart and soul, remote control. Oh, aspect of loneliness, lonely couch. Why so lonely all of the time? Aspect of loneliness, lonely house. Why so lonely all of the time? Heart and soul, remote control. Keeping it up, paid 3 weeks to the due date. Heart and soul, remote control. Heart and soul, remote control. Giving it up, paid 3 weeks to the due date. Heart and soul, remote control. Aspect of loneliness, lonely house. Why so lonely all of the time? Aspect of loneliness, lonely couch. Why so lonely all of the time? Heart and soul, remote control. Keeping it up, paid 3 weeks to the due date. Heart and soul, remote control. Heart and soul, remote control. The keeping it up, paid 3 weeks till the due date. Heart and soul, remote control. Aspect of loneliness, lonely house. Why so lonely all of the time? Aspect of loneliness, lonely couch. Why so lonely all of the time? Thank you, KRFC. Oh!
Thank you for listening to Live at Lunch, and thank you to the Music District here in the heart of Fort Collins, Colorado. Live at Lunch is produced by KRFC 88.9 FM in the Ginger and Baker studio. If you'd like to appear on Live at Lunch, email our music director, David Vacek, at david@krfcfm.org.